Welcome again to Us Prime Software Limited. Now today I want to take you through this module of an accounting, a sub module on how we can actually do banking and how you post banking banking stuff. At the same time, how you can be able to create banks within the system. And you simply come here and you simply just go to banking, and then you click banks. So you'll get this window of banks, and then from here you can see like already there are some banks that I had already created, like the GTB, KCB, Equity, and DTB. So these are the banks that you've just created. And if you want to add new bank, you just click new. Then when you click the new bank, you are given the automatic code for the banks, and then you can indicate the name of the bank here. So here maybe I can indicate what bank I know cooperative I have. I can indicate which bank is here. Barclays, no, Barclays I have. Let me indicate NCBA, SCBA bank. Okay, then you can just you can either type it there or you just copy this and then you paste it there. So that is the bank you're creating, and then you just simply say okay. So once you've created the bank here, you can see their banks I've created and they are not actually active. So if I remove the tick, okay, there are some banks that I'm not seeing them. So it's because I don't have the rights of those banks. But you can check on another video up there. You can check on that video on how you can actually be able to give yourself rights so that you are able to see those banks there. So once you've created these banks here and you've given yourself the rights, what happens here, you come and then you put, like for example, if I select the DTB, yeah, you come and put the bank account number. You can indicate the bank account number, and mostly the account number is always a current account, or you can even, depending with the type of bank that you want you are actually opening. It could be a savings account, a deposit, or a current, but most companies will use a current account. And of course here you'll put an address. Yeah, Apple, you'll make a address. I'll put my home address, Kusero Pasi, that is in Kakamega County, Kakamega. And then here you can just indicate town, which is Kakamega. You can put a few notes here, and then you can indicate overdraft facility if you can offer those overdraft facility. And then after you've done that, before you update, there is what we call the check print locations. Now check print locations, they refer to the number of checkbooks that belong to a specific bank that maybe your company or your business might be operating. So you may have like several checkbooks from from the same bank. So those checkbooks, they are supposed to be indicated here. Like a location is like just like a checkbook 1, checkbook 2, checkbook 3, checkbook 4. So once you have checkbook 1, 2, 3, and 4, it could be to infinity. Okay, so you can simply just continue adding. When you click add, you find it is adding 5 here. When you click again add, it will add again another 6 here. So it will go up to the infinity. And then when you select checkbook location 1, so you look at one booklet, and then you indicate the starting check number and the end check number in each and every checkbook. You go again to checkbook 2, likewise also you indicate the check number, start checking number. Maybe at the time you are using this system, you had already used this check, so your check may be having check number 12 as the beginning, and then the last one is 100. So whichever way that it is, you can indicate those check numbers. Okay, check numbers. Then after that, you assign a printer, because the system prints the checks. So you assign a printer, and then you update so that the printer will be able to mark that, and then from there you come down here and then update that. So that way your banks will be already created. You will have already created the banks in the system. Okay, Now once you've done the banking, once you've done creating the banks, there are this source code of banks. These ones are automatically there. As programmers, we put them for you, so they are already there just to save you easy work. They're already there, but you can also add them at your own time. Like if you get other banks that are not around, you're able to add source code numbers and all that. You just check the last code. Like if this is the last code 98009, this one here. So when you begin, you can begin with 9800010 or wherever, and then you indicate the bank name, and then you say okay. So there the bank will have been created, and it will be part of the bank sort codes here. And then checks here, this is now whereby you can look at the bank checks for different banks. You simply just backdate if I can. So once I've backdated, I can just select the dates at which I want to check these checks. How are they being paid, from which date to which date? So if I look at this check, I can view here. Just click view, and then that is how the check will appear. And then you are able to see this was check number 1. Bank code was 18100. So this is the amount. 100k was given to this company. Sorry, let me just the 100k was given to this company. That is Aspire Software Limited. Okay, so that is it. Now what happens, remember when we were setting the check printer, what happens is that the printer will be able to print for you the company name and the amount. So what is only left for you is just to sign the check. Okay, so that is the use of those printers. They just print for you the payee and or the payer or the drawee or something like that, and the amount that is being paid to that company. And then what is only left there is for whoever is supposed to authorize this can sign. That is what the system does for you. You can simply again check different checks here. So this is where you can check all the checks. You can find all the checks the way they've been paid. It's called a check manager. So this is where every check that has been issued in the company, so this is where it is being actually left. Now if the check did not go through, and maybe you may be forced to write another check, you simply come here and cancel these checks. Okay, you can cancel. If it is just this specific check, you highlight it there and then you cancel it. Okay, once you cancel it, then it will be cancelled, so that when you check the status, if you check the status here, let me see here. Just backdating because I've stayed long without doing any. So if you check the status here, it will show you cancelled. Okay, so this is the check, but if you check the status here, this status, it will show you cancelled, and also it will show you check type, depending the number or the number of things that have happened. If it is bounced, it is bounced, whatever. So that is how you can actually monitor the checks. And then there are statements here. With the statements, you can check the bank statements here. So bank statements, if you want to look at the DTB statements that you have and how your payments your transaction are moving. Let me just backdate and see if at all there is any transaction here. Okay, there's a little bit of transactions, so you can check those transactions as per their dates here, transactions here, and then document numbers and all that stuff. So if you click that, these are the transactions of those checks. Okay, so if you double click that, so these are the transactions, these are the sales payments receipts that were done during that time. So this is the payment, the date, this is the bank, and the customer that was given, that was being paid, or the customer that paid that. Okay, so you can see that. So the other one, you can, so if it is a check, it will just show this is a payment of a check that was given to that company. You can see it is indicated check. Okay, so if it is a bank cash book, it will show also this, that was a check, not a cash book, it was a check. Okay, and if you check that, this was also a check. So these are some of the statements you are able to see, and the entire statement, bank statement, you can print it and that is how it will appear. So this is the bank statement, bank account, this is DTB, and then you can see also here from which date, the dates that I've selected, and you can check also here that the check numbers, so you can see all these check numbers, and I'm sure these check numbers came from different locations. Those are different checkbooks, and you can see also the party. This is the suppliers, and these are the nominal accounts that are set within the system, and okay, these are the amounts, debits, and these are the credits. Okay, and then these are the balances. These are the balances. So that is how you can actually check your bank statements within the system. So you are able to compare these bank statements with the one that is actually is at the bank. So you can also select another bank, like if it is Equity, you can look at the bank statement of Equity. You can also be able to print it. So this is Equity's bank statement as per your company. This is as per the transactions and the deposits and payments that were happening. And then at the same time also you can check the another bank if it is KCB, because I'm sure companies don't just have one bank account, they have several. Like now in KCB, it looks like these guys have no transactions. Okay, it looks like they have no transactions. Then I'll go to GTB. GTB also likewise looks like they have no transactions. Okay, so that is it. That is how you can check the bank statements. Now when it comes to reconciliations, you can also do bank reconciliations here. Okay, so this is where you do bank reconciliation. You can see here, and what happens is that before you do any reconciliation, you normally have the bank slip. So with the bank slip, the amount indicated at the bank slip, you indicate them here. Okay, it could be like maybe let's say $1 million. It could be like $1 million there. You can indicate according to your bank slip. So if this amount here, you find that it does not tally with this amount that you're seeing here, so that is when now you'll have to start checking what exactly is happening. Either you can start reconciling these transactions, different payments, and those payments you just simply put a tick here. You put a tick, you put a tick until everything balances off. Okay, until everything balances. Like now when I've put a tick of all this, okay, you can see all the amounts here. There is a balance. All the reconciled balance is this one, which is actually balancing with the upper amount. Okay, so it's showing me the difference is this. The difference is this because this statement here does not tally with what the banking slip says. So what the banking slip says this, but the system says this. So it looks like it's not actually tiring. And for my side, I understand why, because there are some of the datas I've just been pushing for the sake of testing the system. This is not a real data, but for your sake, I know you'll be following up with the bank and also with the transactions that are happening in the system as per the way you are posting them and as per the way you are doing payments. So they need actually to balance, and then once they've balanced, what you do, okay, so you can also, maybe if there's something pending here, you can click up here to show reconcile entries. If there is none, then it will not show. So once it is tallied like that, you just tick that until everything balances, and it balances with the amount, and then from there you do what you save here. So save reconciliations, you just save it. Okay, so once you've saved the reconciliation, it has been saved, then it is thrown to the P&L there, and so that you are able to verify that. At the same time, you can also be able to print this reconciled statement. You are able to print. Fortunately, I'm printing something that is not yellow. Let me check this. So let me just print this. You can print that. And reconcile entries as at. So I don't have unreconciled entries. So show reconciled entries. I don't have unreconciled entries. let me say print this last reconciled. So this is what we've just reconciled. This was just what was reconciled today. So you can also be able to print it and get a report or a PDF document like that one. Okay, you can also be able to export it to Excel if you want to. You can export that to Excel. You just simply click up there, and then you come here, select Excel, and then you select application, and then you say okay. So once you say okay, so definitely it will transfer this document into an Excel format. I know most accountants, a document is not a document until it is in an Excel format. That is when they will understand that document better. I know some of you may be asking, can I be able to export this into Excel and all that? So yes, you can do that. Yes, you can do that. You can see that those are the figures, and you are able to play around with them. Okay, you'll be able to play around with them and arrange it very well as an Excel technician, so that you can get a very good document from there. So this is how you can actually be able to check on your banks, create banks, okay, and then check your checks. You can also locate your check manager, and then also check on bank statements, and then at the same time also be able to do reconciliations. Then after that, there are reports. Here you can also check all those reports. There is a transaction document reports, that is if you want to view checks from whichever bank you want to select, you are able also to view those checks. This is how they will appear. Sorry, I've not actually assigned this to a good printer. So the same way also you can also be able to check bank transfer voucher or bank charges documents. You can also be able to see that. At the same time also you'll be able to see the end of day reports. The end of day reports is anything that had happened through the check manager. Like as today, let us see what happened today. Okay, so today nothing just happened. Nothing happened. If there was any deletion or any new entry that came in, or any cancellation or anything, then it will indicate here what actually happened. And then at the same time also there are other statements. You are able to check if there is a bank statement from GTB. There is the bank statements here, you can check. So this is how the bank statements will look like, but we had already seen it. At the same time also, if you want to show more details, you just click that tick there, show more details, and then you will see the statement will come a little bit differently with some more fields added on top here that you may want to perceive and check. Mostly accountants are actually keen to details. So there is also a bank reconciliation that was done, check that was killed. Now check that was killed, it simply refers to a check that maybe was cancelled or was bounced. So these are cancelled checks. So you are able to see, or deleted checks, you are able to see. So if somebody deleted anything, this is a report that can show you that this was deleted by so and so, because it gives even your name. And then there's check listing diary. So this check listing diary, I will select all here, and then I will check. So you can see check listing diary, all banks. You can see all the banks and all that, and everything that was already reconciled. Now that in this demo I don't have a lot of activities, that's why you see the documents are empty. But in a busy company like a supermarket and all that, now this is what will be happening, and you will be able to see a population of so many documents and so many figures within here. Now and then kuna banking in diary report. So this one shows the transactions details, amount, and Z report dates, posted by, reconciled by, and checked by. So all these things you are able to see, and I'm sure the accountants understand those documents very well when I just mentioned them. Otherwise, thank you very much. This is the way you can actually do banking. You can create banks in the system. You can also do checks and check and monitor checks, and also check on banking reconciliation and banking statements. So this is the best way you can do them in this system. And otherwise, thank you very much for being with us, and please check on us on other videos, and also check on the next videos that are come. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good day.